guys, how you doing? Today we have a fun steady flow planned on the reformer, just moving all around, and we're also going to be working backwards. So what I mean by that is we are going to start standing, and at the end we will finish lying down on our backs on the reformers, probably finishing with footwork. So often we start that way and we end in a standing position. I sometimes like to just mix it up just because, and it just challenges us mentally and changes the pace a little bit, as well as really gets that blood flowing starting in a standing position. So that's what we have up today, and the only thing you'll need in addition to your reformer is your long box and also a sticky pad, just to help you not from slipping. You can always use a towel or a TheraBand as well, works quite well as a sticky pad, okay? So I hope you're ready to go, and let's get going. Let's move together, all right? You want to put one green spring on your reformer. It's slightly heavier than a red. If you do not have a green spring, you can do a red and a yellow. You can do a red and a blue. And if you need it to be a little bit lighter, go for a red, okay? So I'm gonna let you kind of choose. We're gonna start with some standing leg presses and lunges, okay? Come to facing your reformer. Have your reformer on the left of you. You're going to bring your left foot back against the shoulder rest. Make sure it has full contact with the shoulder rest. Line your thighs up with each other, so that's gonna tell you where your right foot should be on the floor. Okay, hips are square to the front wall in front of you, and then bring your hands onto your foot bar. Stick your glutes back, broaden your collarbones, pull your tummy up and in. Here we go. Take an inhale to prepare. Exhale, just press that left leg back and then pull it in. And press back and pull in. So as you press back, make sure you don't twist and open that hip. Just keep that hip facing forward. And as you press back, really engage through your glutes. So your press should be coming from the glutes. And as you pull it in, you want to resist pulling the low belly up and in. Here we go for 3 and 2. Last one. Pull it in. You're going to stand up and bring your hands to your hips. Same thing, little presses back and forward. So we have less range of motion here because the torso is not leaning forward anymore. We're mimicking a walking or running position, right? Working on that press back to get that hip extension in the front. That's it. There we go. Go for 2. Last one. Good. Now slight change here. You can bring this knee down. Just walk your front foot forward by about 1 foot length. No more than that. Okay, this back foot comes a little forward so we don't have full contact with your shoulder rest. From here, as you press back with this left leg, you're going to lift up onto your toes with the right leg and then pull in and step down. So just for 6 and 4, make sure that the ankle that you're coming up on is not rotating out to the side. So really push through that big toe. One more time. Good. And bring it down. Bring your hands back onto the bar, and you're going to step your right foot up in front next to the wood frame, okay, or the metal frame. We're going to take a big lunge and just press all the way back, and then bend your back leg, stand up into that grounding leg and to pull it in. And lunging back, really broaden your chest and pull it in. And back and in. Now notice that my back knee is not touching down onto the carriage. So preferably you want to keep it just floating above the carriage so that we kind of stay in the dynamic part of the movement as well as the stretch here. Hold your lunge back here. From here, we're going to lift up into a plank and kick your right leg back and up. Step it down in front of you and come back into your lunge. These are called flying lunges. Kick and lift and lunge. For 3, kick and lift and lunge. Kick and lift. Last one, make sure those shoulders don't go past your wrists as you come up. Bring it back into your lunge. Slowly pull the carriage in. Hands come off. Come up to standing and walk around to the other side. Good job. Okay, you did one side. All right, now I start with just finding my foot flat against that shoulder rest. Bring my knee down so I can get my other leg lined up. Hands onto your foot bar. Seat back, chest forward, tummy up, and press it back and in, and back and in. Good. So just find your connections here. Make sure you're using a breath in each direction. You can play around with which breath you use, whether it's an exhale or an inhale, on the out or the in. Find what helps you make a deeper connection around the spine and through the glutes. We go for 3 and 2. Last one. Pull it in. Hands to your hips, stand it up nice and tall. Just the right leg presses back and pulls in. Back and in. That's it. Good. Let's go 2 more, and then we'll add on, lifting up onto the toes. Close the carriage for a moment, bring your knee down, step your left foot forward just the length of your foot, pull the right foot forward slightly. Here we go. You're going to press back as you lift up and come down as you pull in. So again, my back leg cannot extend to straight because I'm not letting my torso hinge forward, and my front leg isn't that far away from me, but that's okay. Okay, we're working on our alignment here, keeping those hips square to the wall in front of you. Working on balance, working on those feet and those ankles. You can even take your hands off your hips. One more time, lift it up, pull it in, and come down. Bring your hands back onto your bar, jump your left foot forward in line with the frame. Lunge it all the way back, open the chest, and pull it back in. And lunge, and pull in. To get a deeper stretch into that right hip flexor, as you go back into your lunge, really squeeze that right glute, pressing the hip forward. We go for 2. Try not to rest your right knee down so you are in control of the movement. You're having to support yourself in space. Here we go. Go back for your lunge, hold it. From here, we're gonna kick up into our flying lunges. Lift to plank, left leg kicks up and back. Bring the foot forward, lunge it back. Lift and kick, and lunge. Lift, kick, and lunge. Make sure you're pulling your belly button to your spine. Glutes stay lifted. One more time. Come back into your lunge. And slowly bring your carriage into closed. Step it down and come back behind your foot bar. You're just gonna take your foot bar down. We're gonna stay on that green spring and then come around to the back of your carriage. So what I want you to do is I want you to bring your right foot up on top of the frame. That doesn't move, so that's what's stable. Bring your hands to your hips. I want you to step up, put your weight into your right foot, and then bring your left foot on to the carriage, yeah? So the left foot that's on the carriage, I've got it lined up with the edge of the carriage with my big toe kind of on the inside. That just gives me more press. That's kind of my favorite foot position for this one. All right, your arms are gonna reach forward. I want you to slide your glutes down underneath your shoulders as if you're against the wall behind you. Hold yourself here and weight your whole body into the right leg. Left leg only is going to push the carriage out and pull in. Pushing out and pulling in. Here we go for 6 and 5 and 4. Resist that in. 3 and 2. Last one. Pause for a moment. Now, when you press it out, the left hand goes out. You're going to follow it with your gaze and pull in. Right hand out, follow it with your gaze and pull in. So we're alternating the arm that opens, challenging ourselves to keep our weight over the right leg, not translating our weight to the left, staying right down our center line, challenging our balance by changing where our gaze is going, right? So working all the little proprioceptors in our muscles, feet all the way up the line to help keep ourselves stable. Good. Bring your hands to your hips. Stand it up. You guys did it. All right, for this one, we're going to bring your hands behind your low back. I want you to squat all the way back as if you're going to sit onto a chair. Bring your torso nice and low. This time we're going to keep our body weight evenly distributed between left and right. We're going to skate out and pull it in. Straighten both legs simultaneously. Bend to pull in at the same time. So you're trying to keep your body floating in between your two legs. Make sure you don't have one leg that's maybe working harder than the other. We always have a dominating side. So try and bring your focus into that. Let's go for 3 and 2 and 1 more. Pull it all the way in and stand it up tall. Okay, hands onto your hips. You're going to step back with the left foot onto the floor. Right foot goes onto the floor. I had my sticky mat here. It's got all messy. And come around to the other side. Left foot up first on your frame. Weight into that leg so you can position your right foot. Make sure your toes are always aligned. And here we go. Arms reach forward. You're going to bend down. Keep your hips underneath your shoulders. Right leg only skates out and pulls in. Out and in. So if I was with you, I'd come behind you and I'd put my hand on your right hip to make sure that as this leg slides out, your hips aren't moving out with it, right? So you can even give yourself a little self-check that way. One more time. Here we go with the arms. Right arm opens and close. Left arm and close. Right, close. Left, resist the close. Right, resist. Left and right and left. One more each side. Right and left. And hands onto your hips, stand it up. Bring your hands onto your low back. Sit it way back as if you're going to sit into a chair. Here we go. We're going to skate out and in. I'm going to adjust my foot. Skating it out and in. Straighten at the same time. Bend to pull in at the same time. Keep your body floating evenly between left and right leg. Press and pull even with both legs. We have 5 and 4 and 3 and 2. Last one. Pull it in with control. Lift all the way up, hands onto your hips, and then step your right foot back onto the floor and left foot back onto the floor. Good job, you guys. Okay, from here, we're gonna lift your bar back up to the middle position. I want you to put your red spring on and your blue spring on your green spring comes off. Okay, so you're gonna come around one side of your reformer. You're gonna face, you know what, you guys, put your headrest up. Sorry, you need to have your headrest up because we're gonna go into our long stretch. So hands on your foot bar. You're gonna swing one leg up and over and bring the ball of your foot right into the corner of the carriage and the headrest. From here, lift the other leg up and over. Squeeze your heels together, toes apart. Squeeze your glutes. Exhale, pressing back. Inhale, pulling up and over. Exhale back, draw your belly button to your spine. I like to think of pulling my pubic bone up and in towards my sternum. Engage the glutes, wrap the backs of your legs. Press back, pressing that bar away. As you inhale to come through, broaden your collarbones and pull your heart forward. Going back and pulling through. With a red and a blue, it's a strong spring to press back, but it's going to give you more support as you come through, as well as how far you're able to press back. And going back and pulling through. From here, come all the way in, bring your knees down and press your feet back against your shoulder rests. I want you to sit back towards your heels, okay? From here, I want you to press your legs back and press your hips forward, and now continue to press back with the arms. Now I want you to sit your hips back, scoop your belly, and pull your knees in. Press the feet back, press the hips forward, lift the chest, careful not to cave in the low back. Sit it back as your knees pull forward. One more like that. Pressing back, you're in like a banana shape, and pull the knees in and sit the hips back. Last time, we're gonna go back and find that banana or boomerang shape. I want you to squeeze your glutes as strong as you can as you pull the carriage in and lift your heart up and towards the ceiling. And then exhale, press that shape back and away. Inhale, squeeze the glutes and lift the upper body up and back. Exhale, back. Inhale as you pull in. So right here, this position, hold it for a second. If you were in a swimming pool and you wanted to pull yourself out of the side of the pool without any stairs under you, you've got to really press down on that edge to lift the body up and out of the water. That helps me to find that strong upper back position. Last one, inhale, pull it in, and then sit your hips back and keep your carriage closed. From here, you're gonna stand it up, send your hips back over your ankles, bring your heels halfway up your shoulder rests, and really lift your tail. Broaden the chest underneath you. We're gonna press it back, finding that long stretch, that plank pushed out. Pull it through, shoulders over the wrists. Tuck your chin in towards your chest, round your spine, sending your hips back over your ankles as you close the carriage. This is our up stretch. If you guys liked this video and you want to see more, I invite you to come to my website at goneadventuringpilates.com and register for free. The link is in the description of this video. Join me for more adventures and let's have fun moving together.